Hey everyone. So the other day I was trying to record myself for a new production that I was trying to work on. There was a couple of ideas that I had drafted out on a piece of paper and I tried to go over one of them. I ended up retaking it a couple of times in my living room before deciding that I had a huge I had stage fright and just couldn't stand like trying to talk to myself in front of my monitor and speaking into a microphone, essentially talking to myself. So I kind of had this little, you know, tied up gut that I really wanted to get away from this all. And so I hid myself in my bathroom with my laptop and recording equipment and try to record something over there because it made me feel, you know, like no one was really watching me. So yeah, that's kind of something that I've had to deal with for a really long time. And I wanted to talk a little bit about stage fright. So I think it's perfectly fine to be going out there no matter how your voice sounds, no matter what you're trying to say. Like as long as you're trying your best and able to talk about what you want to talk about, no matter how unsmooth. Like I'm gonna post this video like as is with all the ums and ahs because that's precisely how recordings go. A lot of recordings that I see on the internet like are full of this artificial smoothness, and if you really look closely at them, if particularly if they have like a person speaking into a camera, you'll notice like the large amount of cuts that those guys make. And really that's okay. Like if you're bad at or you're not even that great at speaking, you should try your best and try to improve. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this. I mean, part of the reason that I'm doing this, aside from talking about office politics and letting everyone know about the no filter truth about how things are working in an office, I really want to try to improve my public speaking skills. I was bullied in high school quite a bit. Part of that was really a lot of psychological bullying. It was like less getting beaten up compared to people in class trying to give me this, trying to psych me up and screw over my head. One of those things that they did was I had never really public spoke in my life prior to high school. There were very few presentations in middle school. So the first presentation that I ever had in front of like a little audience in my life was during high school, and I really got like these people putting this, making their fingers the shape of an L on top of their forehead, like you're a loser. And people told me my voice sounded really bad in the sense that they threw a bunch of homophobic slurs, that my voice sounded really G and I sounded like a FG. So yeah, so that was pretty much that huge confidence hammer right there. People told me that my voice, I guess then more high pitched than it is right now, um, was really unmanly and all sorts of stuff. And I really wanted to improve myself, and I never got the opportunity until like I exited high school away from all that crap, and I really started going to college. Like I cut everyone out from high school basically, and I really never got into in touch with them for a really long time. So many of them, and I'll talk about the reason why I never got in touch with them in some other time. Uh, but those formative years in high school were not the best for me. So I went into college. I really really improved my public speaking quite a bit, but as you can tell, I'm not the best speaker ever, and I think that's okay. I went out to I went out from my bathroom the other day after recording, and I realized how stupid an idea that was because my bathroom's so small, and I guess that's what gave me comfort to talk to myself and record myself. But the only problem was because it was so small, I had a bunch of echo in the audio, and that was no bueno at all. The audio sounded like crap, and that's not something that I would expect. Like I have some pretty good recording hardware that I bought not too long ago, and that bathroom just ruined the sound. So I'm gonna have to re-record myself at some point, maybe this weekend, hopefully this weekend, and try to work on some more video content. Um, I went out there after listening to myself. I did pretty well, but the audio but the echo kind of ruined the audio. And I tried looking for like inspiration or ways that I could kind of reproduce that experience of recording pretty smoothly the other day, but not inside my bathroom. So I looked up a few speeches, how to improve ways you can speak and stuff like that, and how high profile people go out and talk to audiences, like at press launches and stuff like that. And really, unless you put in a lot of rehearsal, it's recording audio at home is really going to take a couple of takes. Like it's perfectly fine to make slip ups or have that moment where your brain's just frozen and trying to think about what you're going to say next. But that's what happens when you don't have this huge rehearsal, and I think it's a compromise. You either save time and try to go freestyle and cut out the ums and pauses later on, or you can put in the time up front and rehearse what you're going to say so many times that by the time you actually record it, you're able to deliver everything in a smooth, controlled manner. One of the examples that made me feel really better about myself was watching Elon Musk in some of his presentations. So I'm not going to get into whether you're a fan or not of Elon Musk, but he's a billionaire. He runs his own company. He's run his own companies, like several of them in the past. And if you look at his presentations, there's a lot of ums and ahs, and you can kind of see that he's improvising. He doesn't rehearse his speeches like Steve Jobs or Tim Cook would do during those Apple press conferences. And if you look up some people, like some celebrities who make like these YouTube videos, there's one of them that I follow, my guilty pleasure, Emily D. Donato. I can see that she does like a bunch of takes as well, and the slices between her takes are pretty obvious that she's kind of edited out whatever may have happened in between, like a pause or like a stutter, I don't know. But a lot of people resort into having to edit their video clips and their audio to kind of smooth things out, and that's the point that I wanted to get into. It's fine, no matter what people say or have said about you. Your public speaking skills will have only your public speaking skills can only go up. You can never go down. The more practice you get in there, it's kind of like swimming or riding a bike. You might fall off the first couple of times. You might kind of. I compared trying to record myself talking to my monitor and my microphone to trying to jump off the deep end for the first time. So when I first learned how to swim, I was in this shallow end of the pool. It had to be no more than 3 feet deep, and I was a kid, so I was not that tall, and my head could stick out of the water, and that was fine. But the day that they led me to like the deep end of the pool, which was something like, I don't know, 7 or 8 feet, like that's when I really started to freak out. The first time I took so long to even jump into the water on that, and same exact pool, like the pool had this gradient going from 3 feet to deeper and deeper and deeper, same exact pool, but I knew that it was much deeper waters. So I kind of had that freak out moment. It was the same thing with talking to myself, trying to record clips. The way that's different is that like in high school, I really had to stutter when like presenting to people, but nowadays I'm much better. I'm able to present myself. I do something like a Elon Musk if I had to present to a live audience. I kind of like have this improvisation of speech, and there's a lot of ums and ahs and some backtracking. But trying to record myself alone is something that's completely new to me. So I guess the stage fright has somehow reset itself to zero. I hope to kind of record better audio in the future and have these lovely thoughts delivered out. As you can see, a lot of no filter content to come. The next piece that I might make will be the next piece that I will make might be on why you should kind of diversify your income stream as an office worker. So there was a lot of layoffs and furloughs and hours getting cut even for office workers nowadays. And that kind of puts into highlight why you shouldn't depend on that paycheck, because they could take it away from at any time from you. And by having your own side gig or your own side business, you're kind of more self-reliant, and in times that are bad, you're able to supplement you're able to kind of have at least some sort of income, and during good times you're able to supplement your savings and give it a boost to hopefully retire earlier. But yeah, I'm getting too much into the spoilers right now, and I'll just leave it this way. That's it for today, and I hope you learned something.